Hey, welcome in. You are listening to the Mid-State League Weekly. This is the playoff edition, covering Harvest Preparatory School Athletics. Keep you updated, all things Harvest Prep. Thank you guys for listening. Today is November the 27th, 2016. Hey, you can follow me on Twitter at MSL Weekly, on Instagram at Willie Stimage Photography, on Facebook.com/Willie's Pics, or drop me an email. Simply type in mslweekly@gmail.com. That's mslweekly@gmail.com. Hey, got some good news, got some bad news. Which one you want first? I guess the bad news is Harvest Prep season is over. Warren JFK 48, Harvest Prep 7. The good news is this program is getting good. This program is growing. The sun's going to shine tomorrow, and you're going to be back on the grind, building, and you're going to win that thing next year. I mean, I see potential in this football team. I mean, there are guys, and I'm going to mention some guys that all MSL Cardinal Division teams has come out, and I'm gonna mention some guys, and I'm gonna clap my hands because you guys have accomplished a lot this year. I mean, but losing is part of the game. If you never lose, you are never truly tested, and you're never forced to grow. And these are growing pains. This is how you grow. You rebuild, you look, you see what I can do better, and you compete next year. I mean, it's a growing process, and success is never final. Failure is never fatal. It's the courage that counts. That's what John Wooden said, a legendary basketball coach for UCLA. You have no choices about how you lose, but you do have a choice about how you come back and prepare to win again. This is the Miami Heat's Pat Riley. So losing is a good thing. I mean, you grow from it, you learn from it, you rebound, you reschedule, you recalculate, and you plan to get better at it. It's not whether you get knocked down, but it's whether you get back up and continue to fight. And I seen that last night. You guys got knocked down early in that contest. And I was telling the guy on the sideline, the one who comes out and set the tempo in this game is the one who's going to win this game. And I was looking at three touchdowns early in the first quarter. It was like, it was about, I said, it's going to be a long night. And, but there was no quit in this Harvest Prep team. And these guys kept gutting it out, kept fighting to the very end. And I like that. Losing is only temporary. You must simply study it, learn from it, and try hard not to lose the same way again. Then you must have the self-control to forget about that loss and keep moving on. This is a quote from John Wooden, once again. So, thank you guys. Thank you for a hard season, a good season. A physically hard-fought season. You guys are warriors. You are true warriors. I seen that yesterday. Let's get into the game. Warren JFK 48, Harvest Prep 7. This is out of Columbus Dispatch. It says Harvest Prep coach Milan Smith implored his players to watch Warren John F. Kennedy celebrate his 48-7 rout of the Warriors in a Division 7 state semifinal November 26 at Woody Hayes Quaker Stadium. If this doesn't sting, you shouldn't be out there, he told his players in a passionate post-game address. I'm daggone bitter, not because of the loss, but because we got outworked. They play like warriors. Those boys across that field earn your respect. And he said JFK dominated from opening minute, running the ball efficiently and using its tenacity, speedy defense to throttle Harvest Prep and his record-setting tailback Daniel Bangura. Dan only entered the game with Ohio's single season rushing record and scoring record of 4,061 yards, and he scored 56 touchdowns, finished only Saturday night with 84 yards on 24 carries and 1 touchdown. This was a great defense, definitely the best defense we've ever seen this year, Smith said. Even we faced Franklin Heights, Bexley. Those were D2 and D3 teams. They were disciplined and they outworked us. But here's the key to the whole scenario. Warren JFK's defense held Harvard's prep offense, which was averaging 45.1 points, at bay, recording 15 stops of 0 or minus yardage. That's the key right there. 15 stops of 0 or minus yardage. And it was a stout defense. The Warriors had minus 30 yards of offense before his late scoring drive, which was capped by a Bangura 27-yard run with 3 minutes and 5 seconds left in the game. And here's what Coach Jeff Ballock, I guess that's JFK's coach, he said one of things we've been stressing all year is to get our opponents out of their comfort zone. We knew that their comfort zone was number 23, Bangura. It was basically, let's get him before he gets going. I was worried about tackling because we haven't seen man backs such exclusive as him. It was apparent to watching film that if we get in the open field, we will score. And basically, when Dan got the ball, as soon as he got the ball, there were at least 3 JFK guys on him. They was smothering him. I mean, as soon as he touched the ball, they had him. So evidently, they were studying him. And then again, it's like they knew who's the highest scorer. I mean, anybody. I mean, this guy's been all over Channel 6, been Dispatch and USA Today. Everybody knows who this guy is. So evidently they were studying film on him, and they finally found out how to stop him. So, this was a good season. Not a great season, Coach Smith said. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And it was the boys won't let me do it either. Hopefully our guys leave here tonight with a lot of life lessons learned. The sun will shine tomorrow, and hopefully we'll get back up here once again next year. So that's what Coach Smith said. But here's the scoring for JFK. Wasn't too much scoring for Harvard's prep. JFK scoring running back. Evan Boyd. I watched Evan Boyd play Norwalk St. Paul in a blizzard up in Strongville, Ohio. The same night Harvard's played Waterford. We had a lot of wind. It was about 28 degrees, but it was real windy out there at Logan, Ohio. But this guy was in Strongville, Ohio, playing his short sleeve shirt, blizzard conditions, and he rushed 40 times for 270 something yards. And I knew once him and the quarterback was the key to this scoring offense here. But Evan Boyd, he rushed for 103 yards, and he scored a defensive touchdown, and quarterback Greg Valiant ran for 86 yards and 3 touchdowns, and passed for another to pace Warren JFK, which will play in state finals this upcoming week. And that was the JFK's offense. 3 plays into the game, quarterback Greg Valiant sprinted 72 yards for a touchdown on the keeper. The Eagles squibbled the ensuing kickoff, and they pounced on the fumble from the Harvard's Prep Warriors. And 2 plays later, Jacob Coates took a reverse and ran it 23 yards to the house for another touchdown. Then quarterback Greg Valiant capped JFK's 3rd series with a 5-yard touchdown run to make it 20-0. And then a poor punt and a fine return set up another JFK for his 4th score, a valiant pass to Highland Burton for a 10-yard touchdown, and it was 27-0 before Harvard's Prep got his initial first down. Valiant scored on his 3rd touchdown on the 1-yard run with 3:30 left in the half. And then from that big lead, second half was just a running clock. I mean, that was all she wrote. And the clock just ran. And your final score, I see 48-7. JFK is advancing to the state tournament in Harvest Prep. Good luck, good season, and I applaud you guys, man. I really applaud you guys. You guys fought to the end, and just pick up the pieces and we regroup, reload for next year, and we're gonna be okay. We're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna give you some stats and statistics. This year, Mid-State League, Harvest Prep, some Harvest Prep players. This is the Mid-State League Weekly. My name is Willie Stimage. All right, thank you guys for jumping back on the bandwagon. My name is Willie Stimage. This is the Mid-State League Weekly. Second segment, we just want to just update you on Dan Bangura. This guy is amazing guy. Like to be around him. I watched him, and this guy is he's the best in his division. Going back to Bexley, the Bexley game, Dan had 21 rushes, 141 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I'm just going to recap you on Daniel Bangura. Second game, Franklin Heights, he had 45 rushes, 311 yards, 3 touchdowns. Bishop Rosecrans, he had 40 rushes, 395 yards, 4 touchdowns. Worthington Christian, Dan had 38 rushes, 412 yards, 5 touchdowns. Madison Plains, he took the rock 21 times for 324 yards, 4 touchdowns. His longest in that game was 78 yards, excuse me. And then when he played Millersport, Dan carried the rock 16 times for 312 yards, 4 touchdowns. And against Burn Union, Dan had 18 rushes, 306 yards, 7 touchdowns. Against Grove City Christian, he carried the rock 23 times, 315 yards, 7 touchdowns. Against Fairfield Christian, he carried the rock 15 times, 384 yards, 5 touchdowns. He averages 25.6 yards a carry in that game. That's a lot of yards. And then playoff yardage in playoffs. Game 1, Shadyside High School. He carried the rock 25 times, 201 yards, 4 touchdowns. Against Danville, he had 44 rushes, 451 yards, 4 touchdowns. And against Waterford, he had 36 touches, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, and his longest was 39 yards. And this final game last night Saturday night against Warren JFK, he carried the ball 24 times and only had 84 yards. This was the only game he didn't score over 100 yards. 100 plus yards, and he only had 1 touchdown in that game. So his total for the year: 328 carries, 4,145 yards, average of 12.5 yards a carry for 57 touchdowns. And this is Daniel Bangura for Harvest Preparatory School. And let me just mention this: Daniel Bangura was selected by Max Prep USA Football Players of the Week nominees for the week of November the 14th to the 20th, 2016 in the Green Lakes region. So he was your Player of the Week in the Green Lakes division via Max Prep. So kudos to Dan. And so and here are your, before I get to the announcement in our third segment, these are your Mid-State League has released all league teams in the Cardinal Division. Okay, Coleman, just going to run through this right quick. Your coach of the year in Division 7 was Milan Smith, Harvest Prep's coach. Milan Smith, first team, Dan Bangura, Harvest Prep. He was a back of the year, player of the year. Isaiah Mullen, Harvest Prep. Quentin Levy, Harvest Prep. Nick Tyree Martin, Harvest Prep. Savon Mitchell, Harvest Prep. And then we go down the line here. So we have Joseph Greenwood of Worthington Christian, Reed Tucker, Worthington Christian, Emerson Patrick, Worthington Christian, Galen Cox, Worthington Christian, Caleb Londonhall of quarterback for Fairfield Christian, Isaac Nair, Fairfield Christian, Kyle Mosley, Fairfield Christian, Jacob Rucker, Burn Union, David Reed, Burn Union, Brody Wilder, Burn Union, Alan McCall, this guy for Fisher Catholic, he was the lineman of the year. This guy can run too. Watching this guy this year. Brendan Handy, Fisher Catholic. Matt Bailey, Grove City Christian. Joe Pasovich, Grove City Christian. Stephen Berry, Millersport, and Sammy Myers of Worthington Christian. That was your first team, Mid-State League Cardinal. Your second team, Harvest Prep, Jamal Lipsy, Harvest Prep, Isaiah Grisby, Harvest Prep, Nigel Jackson, James McDowell for Harvest Prep, Keith Winston for Harvest Prep. And then it goes on, your Worthington Christian, you got Joe Seifert, Ben Morrow, Parker Lambert, and Michael Hartsteins. Then for Fairfield Christian, you have Logan Roca, Bobby Leopard, Miles Ruff, and for Burn Union you have Nathan Rummy, Dakota Justice, Joey Muncie. You have for Fisher Catholic you have Brock Conrad, Aaron Van Flossen. Grove City Christian you have Adam Blake, Clayton Lepsy. Millersport you have Isaac Butt and Sebastian Bateman. And then those are your second team here, and then you have your honorable mention for the Mid-State League Cardinal Division 7. And you have Gabe Pierce, Harvest Prep, Colleen Jackson, Harvest Prep, Rasan Harris, Solent, Harvest Prep. And then for Worthington Christian, you have Danny Myers, Gary Woodfin, Isaac Wilson. Fairfield Christian, you have Matt Tobin, Nico Moxley, Isaac Payne. Burn Union, you have Michael Damprier, Burke Schultz, Zach Poland. Fisher Catholic, you have Ross Spiegel, Logan Loy, Dan Turner. Grove City Christian, you have Isaac Sinclair, Quentin Jeffries, Noah Whitaker. Millersport, you have Darren Harkin, Shay Singleton, and Joel Ditto. So this is your honorable mention for the Mid-State League. You notice that Harvest Prep is in all three of those, and we have some good players. And like I said, once again, I can't say it enough. I can't stress it enough. You guys rock. You guys are awesome this year. Looking for great things for next year. Thank you. Now let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have some announcements and some upcoming basketball games that's coming up in the Mid-State League. And this is the Mid-State League Weekly Playoff Edition. My name is Willie Stimage. Okay, guys, last segment. This is about to wrap it up, and we're about to take. If you got any updated info, if you're part of the Mid-State League, Burn Union, Millersport, Fisher Catholic, Fairfield Christian, Worthington Christian, Harvest Prep, and anybody in the Mid-State League Cardinal, you can email the show, email your information, and I'll report it. That's mslweekly@gmail.com, or you can use my other email. It was just info4willie@gmail.com. That's mslweekly@gmail.com or info4willie@gmail.com. Or you can tweet the show at MSL Weekly. That's at MSL Weekly on Twitter. So basketball season is right around the corner. Since football season over, I might be out for a couple of weeks because I'm gonna wait to the first game so we can get more information to report. So this is the Mid-State League Cardinal Division basketball for this week and the weeks to come. Boys basketball, Harvest Prep will kick it off at Burn Union on December the 5th at 7:30. Fisher Catholic will be at Grove City Christian December the 2nd at 7:30. Middlesport will be at Northside Christian, that's in Westerville, Ohio, December the 17th at 6:30. Fairfield Christian will be at Newark Catholic, that's in Newark, Ohio, December the 8th at 7:30. And then Worthington Christian will be at Bloom Carroll, that's in Carroll, Ohio, December the 3rd at 7:30, I believe, or I don't have a time for that game, but you can email either one of those schools or call either one of those schools. They will give you more information. Then we have girls basketball. Middlesport girls will be at Fairfield Christian November the 29th. That's this week at 6 p.m. Then Worthington Christian will be at Wellington High School November 29th at 6 p.m. Grove City Christian will be at Fisher Catholic November 29th at 7:30 p.m. And Harvest Prep will be at Newark Catholic November the 28th at 7 p.m. And then Harvest Prep, Burn Union will be at Harvest Prep November 29th at 7:30 p.m. And those are all the games of these upcoming games of this week and the upcoming weeks. And so that for any other games or scores, you can either call the school, or if you got the information, you can tweet the show at MSL Weekly at tweet the show at MSL Weekly. And then you can send me an email at mslweekly@gmail.com or info4willie@gmail.com. Okay, guys, that's a wrap. That's all we got for you today. Short show, short week. By the way, we thank the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Prep Sports Writers Association, in which I'm a member of, for allowing me to produce a podcast to shed light on the Mid-State League Cardinal Division. Thanks to everybody that helps me get this thing together, help me follow me, and the guys that I'm following, and we all work together to make one big success on this show. Thank you guys for listening today. My name is Willie Stimage, and we'll see you in the next podcast, which could be the next 2 weeks, when the basketball season officially kicks off in December. So we still have a week and a half left, but I'm here for you. I'm here to report all the Mid-State League weekly news. With that being said, guys, have a great week. This is the Mid-State League Weekly. I'm Willie Stimage. Have a great week.
About how you been act when it got money, now you done switched up on me. Now you